actually is a condo? So first, let's establish precisely what do we mean when we use the term condo. This is a surprisingly confusing and oft misunderstood term. So obviously the term condo is an abbreviation of the term condominium. But what is a condominium? Well, most narrowly it would be defined as a particular form of property ownership. But more broadly, there's a concept of a condo lifestyle that can be accomplished without that particular form of ownership. Let me explain. Technically, a condominium is a form of ownership. It could be a co-op, a vertical, or a horizontal property regime, HPR. We don't want to get too far off in the woods here, but at least make sure that you realize that the term condo does not denote a particular style of construction, but instead a style of ownership. This is very important to understand. Many people believe that a townhome construction style makes for a condo, or maybe they think a duplex or a quadruplex makes for a condo. It's important from the outset to understand that the style of construction has nothing to do with whether or not something is a condominium. Instead, the issue is whether the property is registered as a condo. The form of ownership is technically what makes something a condominium. So this is to say that a freestanding ranch, a three-story townhome, an apartment-style property, whatever form of construction could be a condo if it were registered as such. It's perhaps easiest to explain using the horizontal property regime form of ownership as an example. Let's say there are 100 residences in a neighborhood. If that community were to be registered as a horizontal property regime, then the properties would be considered condominiums. And then each owner owns their property from the wall studs inward, and additionally owns 1/100th of the exteriors of all the other properties and common areas. Now some HPRs deed some land with a particular condo, and others make all land part of the common areas that are jointly owned. So to restate and summarize that point, if you own a condo in a horizontal property regime, you own that particular unit from the studs inward, and outwardly you own your prorated percentage of the exteriors and common areas of the rest of the community, with the exception being that sometimes you own some land specifically as well as common area land. So that's the narrow technical definition. But broadly, however, is what we will call the concept of a condo lifestyle. Even if a neighborhood isn't registered as a condo, it can still have bylaws and covenants and restrictions that create an exterior maintenance association which afford many of the same facets of a registered condo neighborhood. In fact, many people live for many years in a neighborhood like this and call it a condo, and for many practical purposes, it is in effect a condo, though it's technically not registered as such.